Hello to anyone who's watching this. I decided to come on and finally share some dreams I've had over the years and just the ones that haven't come true yet. I have been privy to prophetic dreams since I was 16 years old when my younger sister tragically passed away. And before that, for generations, the women in our family have had the ability to know and see things before they happen. But anyway, I have had dreams of a lot of the major things that have happened. I'm in my 40s now, my late 40s, so this includes 9/11, lots of other things. And dreams personally about people I know, which have been beneficial to assist them in not being hurt. So, anyway, these are three world dreams. That have not come true yet. So I'll start with the most recent and go to the oldest. The most recent happening this year before the La Palma eruption. And what happened in my dream is I was standing on a beach and the sand was a dark gray. It was wet. It seemed a little on the colder side. I didn't see any palm trees. So that was strange. And I don't know where I was. I have no idea where I was in this dream. And I was standing there, it was daytime, and I noticed that the water of the ocean on the beach drew back, like really far and really fast. And I knew what was going to happen. I knew it was a tsunami, a tidal wave. So behind me was an old ship or a submarine, I don't know which it was, but there was a door and I opened it. It was a heavy steel door and I ran into it, and this was on the beach. And once I was inside, I shut the heavy door and it had one of those spin things that, makes the door shut all the way, like a handle, I guess. It spins around. So I did that and shut it, and as soon as I did that, the wave hit and there was a portal hole on the door, so I could see the water, just water and sand and everything just hitting the window. And the ship or the submarine, whatever it was I was inside, was now submerged underwater. And that was the end of that dream. So it doesn't mean that all my dreams come true, but the ones that's thunder, if you can hear it right now. Anyway, the ones that stick with me, like I was actually there. That's how I know the difference between dreams and things that are going to happen. So, anyways, there's that dream. The next one that happened before that was probably about 3 years ago now. And this dream took place in the mountains at nighttime. I was with my mom, and there were cabins, and it kind of was like a campground or something like that. But there was like a pond, and across the pond was like this like rickety old shack, and with no lights. And there was a man sitting there on a stump. He had a hat on and like some straggly shoulder length hair. He looked a little like Viggo Mortensen, but it wasn't him. This person I knew instinctively was the devil. And he looked at me and he knew that I knew who he was. And so that was strange. He just was sitting there across the pond. After that, I pointed him out to my mom and we began to walk away. And as we were walking away, we saw this just like right in front of us, basically, this big spiral of light, this spiral of white light, like maybe 10, 15 feet off the ground. And it was like a portal, like you could walk into it. So it was almost like there was a ramp, and there were these two beings that were big, maybe like 6 feet. And they were just made of light. They had really big heads, and little eyes, and just their whole body was like swirling with light, like they were globular. They weren't, I mean, they had arms and legs and a body, but there wasn't really definition. They were just light. And they began to walk into this spiral. And I think that we were going to follow them. And that was the end of that dream. So there's that one. And the last dream, this is the doozy. This is the one that I had over 15 years ago. And I remember because I told my grandma about it before she passed. And this dream, this has to be the end one, I'm guessing, for all time. Okay, so here's the setting. It's daytime. It's warm outside. I'm guessing summer. I'm in a pickup truck, old pickup truck. I don't recognize it. It's not mine, but I'm in it. And I'm driving, and I come to a four-way stop. So to the left, in this four-way stop, the street to my left, there's a bunch of people protesting. And I don't know what they're protesting. It's just a bunch of protesters, and they're all facing away from me. They're marching towards something, but away from me. So they're marching away from me. So I just see their backs. But there's one group of mostly women, and they're wearing light blue shirts with writing on the front. And I don't know what the writing says. I just know there's writing, letters. And one of the ladies, she's a black lady with glasses, and her hair is braided, and she comes running over to my truck, and my window's down, and she just runs over, and she gets really close, and she's looking at me, and then she just points up at the sky, like for me to look up. And so I look up at the sky, and just as I look up at the sky, it begins, and it's a blue sky, just clear blue sky. It starts to rip open, like tear, kind of like somebody's pulling a thread. And as the opening in the sky gets wider and wider, you can see it's like space, like black, but it's filled with every different color of sparkling star, kind of like jewels. They're so vibrant, and there's every color you can think of. There's the red, blue, green, yellow. It's just all these different colors, purple, of these stars. And they're almost like jewels. They're so shiny and so full of life in each and every one of them. And you can just see more and more, and the sky just keeps ripping open. And you can still see the blue sky everywhere else, but the seam is opening and getting wider and wider. And this is what's coming through, is like black, like space, but filled with these stars. And so that, I just remember looking up in awe, and that was the end of that dream. So everything's important in dreams, the details, the season, the time of day. Back to the one in the mountains, that was a warmer time also. I can tell by what we're wearing, and in the dreams, and just the weather, like the one I just told you about, where the sky rips open, across the street from where my truck is. There's a park. It's a park, and it's all green. The trees are green. So that puts a time frame. Like I said, I don't know when these will happen, or if they even will. But I just felt compelled to finally share with people I don't know. I share my dreams with people I know, especially if it's about them. But these dreams just seem important, so I thought I'd share them with you all, and I don't know. We'll see what happens, I guess. But love to all of you. I do believe in God. I do believe in Jesus. I love them both dearly, and I pray for everybody in this world, and blessings upon all of us. And do not fear. That is the main thing. If you know where you're going, there's nothing to fear. We're not from here. We're going back to where we came from. So hold steady, love each other, be good to each other, and I love you all. Be well.